Lawmakers passed hundreds of bills this legislative session, which ended Saturday at midnight. I spoke to senators about a few issues that caused the most discussion.
We're making a real commitment to education, to health care, economic development, and those really should be some of our priorities.
But while the state budget passed this session included more than $2 billion for education, Senate Education Chair Amy Grady says it does not fund all the needs of West Virginia schools.
They got the general budget that they always ask for, that they need. We did get a little bit of extra funding for safe schools, but other than that, it's what they were expecting, so it wasn't anything extra for us to say, hey, we gave you something extra to use for X, Y, or Z. I wish we could have done that.
On the final day of session, one bill that passed gives a 3% pay raise to teachers and school staff.
This is my 10th session. We've given several 5% pay raises. We believe we can afford a 3% pay raise now. We continue to have insurance premiums go up, so it's only fair that we do our part. Obviously, we'd love to have more. We'd love to have additional pay raises, but year after year, that continues to be a priority for several members of the Senate.
Senator Chris Rose of Monongalia County says he supports the more than $2 billion in the budget that goes to the Division of Highways.
So I like, obviously, fixing our roads. You know, there's a little bit of money adjusted for inflation on that. As year over year goes on, you have to put more money in that because it's a big concern to all West Virginians to improve our roads and our infrastructure.
But the two Democrats in the Senate believe not enough money has been spent on the Mountain State's roads.
And the highway workers, they're doing the best job that they can, but we need to have more funding that goes to that, and especially secondary roads.
Money that went to the tax cut, I think, should have been spent on infrastructure, roads, bridges, etc.
The income tax cut that Senator Woelfel referenced was another hot topic of discussion this session.
Well, obviously, anytime we can return more money to the hardworking taxpayers of West Virginia, I support that. Now, we originally wanted a 10% tax cut. We got 5%. So, I mean, I'm forever grateful for that. Any chance we can return that money to the hardworking people of West Virginia, I'm all for it.
In addition to the income tax cut, Governor Morsi spoke in support of funding for higher education at the beginning of session, and lawmakers heard his request.
No question, the funding for West Virginia University in this budget is significant. Not just the mothership, the university, but the medical school and the dental school, other research items. So I think a real good budget for us in the Morgantown community.
West Virginia University and the WVU School of Medicine received more than $150 million in the final budget signed by the governor. $21 million went to Fairmont State, and more than $8 million goes to Pierpont Community and Technical College.
So I think that was a really good thing. And there's a lot of good things that we fund. I think the problem is we have put too much of an emphasis on funding any request that relates to homeschool, and we've done nothing for the school aid formula. We've done nothing to increase funding for public schools, and we have schools consolidating all over the state of West Virginia.
Keeping you connected in Charleston, Alex Tejada, 5 News. And over in the House, the session ended with heated debate over one specific bill in particular. Charlie Roth explains.
Why are we here defending child abusers? It's insane.
Scenes from the final minutes of the West Virginia legislative session as the House held a fierce debate over a child abuse bill called Raylee's Law.
And so if we really want to protect kids, maybe we should write good law. Because the law before you is not going to protect one single child.
Lawmakers crying and others hitting their heads on their desks as the seconds ticked away on the bill's chances of passing. By the time the House voted, it was too late.
How embarrassing, this legislature. How embarrassing. Shame on all of us. Shame.
Raylee's Law would have paused requests from parents to pull their children from schools if a teacher has submitted a child abuse or neglect allegation against that parent or guardian. It's named after Raylee Browning, an 8-year-old from Fayette County who died in 2018 from abuse and neglect. Weeks before her death, her father pulled her out of school after a teacher submitted a neglect allegation against him.
So when you kill the bill again, her picture's out front. So when you reject her tonight, go out there and at least have the guts to look at her.
Opponents of the bill, including Putnam County Delegate Kathy Hess-Krause and Lewis County Delegate Adam Berkhammer, say the bill attacks homeschooling.
You're trying to attack homeschoolers. You're setting up a system that will not function and communicate within itself.
However, supporters of the bill, like Mason Senator Amy Grady, says that's not the case.
I want to make sure that people understand it's not an attack on homeschoolers. Homeschoolers are people who do homeschooling like they're supposed to. These are people who are pretending to homeschool under the guise of child abuse, and that's not okay. And we should all want to put those people away.
The bill was passed by the Senate Friday in similarly dramatic fashion and had to pass the House by Saturday at midnight with no amendments to meet the deadline. The bill not brought to the floor until after 11 p.m. The House voting to amend the bill just minutes before midnight and as the Senate adjourned, killing its chances this year. Governor Morrisey speaking on the bill Monday.
You know, I'm a big believer that when you have evidence of a crime, you investigate it. I'm also a believer that you need due process. So you don't make decisions or take away people's rights before you actually have that evidence of a crime.
Lawmakers telling us they plan to propose the bill again next year. Charlie Roth, WSAZ, Charleston.